Hello, this is Grinstar, and I'm messing with the MiniFreak from Arturia. They had an update recently. We're not doing the vocoding thing, but we are doing a kind of a sci-fi battle. What I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of modulate the wavetable selection in here, because I think I could do it on my MiniFreak. But looks like the software here is not allowing it. So when you go down here, you got this modulation matrix down here, and you click on something, you can mess with anything. You can mess with the type of oscillator. You can mess with the tuning, the scanning, which is the index of the wavetable, the width, the tone, the volume, any of these parameters, except for the one that selects the wavetable. And I swear on the MiniFreak, which is the baby version, or the lower end version of the MiniFreak, you can do this and do different tables. That is my cat playing that. But I will do this. I will do something akin to what I want in Bitwig on the next video. But I was messing around with this and found that out. And the way that you can get back to it is, you notice it's actually really light on there. I adjusted the pitch to this cycling envelope. Let me hit escape and see if I can get it. There we go. That's how. Okay, so I have this set on wavetable. I have this on scowl right now. And then basically, I adjusted the pitch envelope down right here. And this is the cycling envelope here. And you notice the knob is set to here to reset it. And then I got the OSC wave, which is, I think, this one right here. Right, and then the timbre and the cutoff and pitch I'm not touching, and then the wave again. And then I think I'm just messing around with the pitch or something. And you see that the cycling envelope moves. Let me get out of advance here, back to home. I got that Star Wars Pew 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 sound. It's very cool. I do have a little bit of a filter on there, and I do have the default effect selected. I did not touch any of the effects, none of the settings. I just turned them on. That is kind of a cool sound. Oh, and I got it set to unison. That's the other difference. Not as beefy. So yeah, we want multiple, all 6 voices going at the same time. And because this is a virtual keyboard, I'm able to do a polyphony of it also while I'm messing around with it. But that's it. Basically, you can go from the default instance and the template and hit default. So you have default right there, or default right there. And I just selected a wavetable, and I took off oscillator 2, or I don't think it was on there, because we're not even messing with that one. And then I added scowl. Now, one of the problems that I have with the MiniFreak, and I think it has something to do with the directories, but I can get this to crash by selecting one of these folders, and the thing will go down. Boom. So I have to do a selection here. Ultrally, kind of a cool sound in there, and I really like this. Now that I own a MiniFreak, this thing becomes better understood, because it has a lot of the same capabilities and stuff. It just doesn't have the effects bank, and that's on a standalone type of hardware. It makes things kind of different and difficult. But I'm gonna have to see if I can get this emulated hardware and going. But I definitely will do a video on trying to. What I want to do is I was watching Buttery last night, and one of the groups on there came on, and they were doing an old Skrillex. I think that's how you pronounce that group. You know, dubstep. And the way that he messes around with this sounds like wavetables that are being scanned up like that, but different wavetables or different sounds that he's using to do it. And realistically, he probably has like samples or something, or did it to samples. And I wanted to see if I can kind of emulate that or do something similar to it with Bitwig. And I thought first that this would be really easy on MiniFreak. My cat is once again trying to help, and he's being but he likes to play on the keyboard and get my attention when I'm up against like my piano. But overall, pretty cool if you own the MiniFreak. I really like it. If you don't, you know, it's a real powerhouse on the amount of different oscillators that you have access to. Basic and waves and harmonics and virtual analog and all kinds of stuff in here. Grains. This thing is amazing, and that's pretty cool. This matrix is actually really easy to play around with, and it's like everything Arturia, at least on the Polybrute and the MiniFreaks and the MicroFreaks, has all of this into it. And it makes it really cool, really powerful, and it's kind of like Bitwig with the modulation. Real easy to mess with. And this cycling envelope is pretty much the reason why it makes that sound. And basically, I don't think it needs a cycling. I think it just needs like a normal envelope. Like we use this one over here, I'd probably do the same way. So if we just kind of did the settings the same way, we just sounds almost like a police car. So I think the cycling envelope does make it sound a bit better, actually. Cat's jumping up on the keyboard again. Or it's just me. You'd never know. My keyboard styles are at any rate. Hope you like the video. I was messing around. Figured I'd share that little patch for the MiniFreak. It's sort of cool to mess around with, and if you follow the steps that I did in the early video, where if you had the same adjustments, and then if you pick the different oscillators, it should give you some really wild effects and sounds that are not quite probably what you do. Although if you could sample it and throw it in, probably a 4-on-the-floor beat, it'd probably make something really really cool in the club style, I guess, or the electronic dance thing. But at any rate, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you later.